Live. I should be going live according to YouTube. I'm live. Okay, I should be live. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me, if you can see me, and if everything here is working okay. So this is the 5th Green Dot live stream. I believe it's the 5th, it's the 4th of the 5th. And you're very welcome to it. We have a few new things to do on this live stream. There's going to be an aviation quiz and a Q&A session, as well as the announcement of a big new competition on the Discord channel, which you can join by clicking on the link in the description. 5th Green Dot live stream. So I'm watching myself on my phone so I can see the comments come in because I don't have my laptop today, so that's my voice coming in there. So everybody's welcome to the latest live stream. I can see some people joining in here. If you can guess this airport, you'll get a half a point on the quiz that we're going to do this evening. I can hear some notifications coming in on the Discord. I'll just check that. Well, I won't check that actually if I'm on this. I'll close Discord. Hi everyone, says Stimulation Flow. Hello Simulation Flow, welcome. Is this your first time? Stonepog, hello. Stonepog is back. Good morning, says Stonepog. Stonepog, you're on the east coast or the west coast of the US, aren't you? On the MD-80, yes. So you'll get an extra half point if you can guess in the quiz that we're about to do, if you can guess the runway I'm coming into here. You can guess the airport and the runway. Although you have to get quick because the runway is about to come up pretty quickly. I don't know if I have the gear down even. The gear is down. We have hello. Addy says, best channel for aviation enthusiasts. Lots of love. Thanks, Addy. Lots of love back to you. That's a very nice compliment. Tim Amore at the MD-80. Yes. Good morning, says Brian. Morning, Brian. Where are you coming from? Awa Gerald says hello. Hi, Awa. Don't take this to be a typical landing. I'm trying to read comments and land at the same time. And we're coming in here to land at just a measly 200 knots. So good morning, says Brian. Welcome everybody who's joining. We appear, that's very low, isn't it? I think the gear probably isn't down after all. I'm going to go and zoom us up a bit. Nobody has guessed this runway. Simulation Flow says, love your content. It's amazing. Thank you. Welcome to the live stream. Is this your first time in the live stream? So this is, I think, the 4th, maybe the 5th live stream that we've done. I do one of these every month. And it's just a way of checking in with people. I think it's kind of a fun activity to do because it's kind of hard to do proper interaction when you're doing the videos because I'm trying to release one every week. And I reply to the comments and so on, as you see, but it's nice to be able to talk to people live. If you have any suggestions, that's your training airport, Stonepog. So Stonepog knows I'm training how to fly at the moment, learning how to fly. And Stonepog is guessing the airport is my training airport. No, it'd be cool if it was. I've flown out of this airport many times. Yeah, Josh Alini gets it right. So half a point for Josh Alini in the quiz. So we're going to start the quiz, I would say, in about 10 minutes. Gordon Murphy has it as well, runway 28 at Dub, except now it's called 28 left because we have the parallel runway open. But yeah, it was 28 for the longest time. So I'm going to note that down, that Josh Alini plus half a point for the quiz. So there's going to be 10 questions in the aviation themed quiz that we have coming up. And it's going to be fastest person first. So I'll ask a question. A lot of them are multiple choice, and if it's multiple choice, you just say A, B, C, whatever in the comments, and the person who has the fastest answer will get a point. So there's no kind of cumulative points for the right answer if you get it slow or anything. You have to be the quickest person. So a mixture of the most quick and the most accurate person will win. So this is like a sunrise departure here out of runway 28 left at Dublin, and you're correct. The answer is Dublin. Stonepog, oh damn, yeah, Dublin. It's not that small. So Stonepog is saying Dublin Airport is small. It's one of the larger airports in Europe, I would have thought, at least by passenger numbers, but maybe it's not a massive airport terminal-wise. No, the runway I train out of is at Weston, which is a few miles from Dublin. I'll see if I can fly over it. Will I attempt a landing in Weston in the MD-80? I doubt they've ever had an MD-80. Well, they definitely haven't had an MD-80 in real life. They're used to Cessnas and 152s, 172s, and the odd TBM and even the odd Cessna Citation jet as well. So it's a long enough runway. It's paved. It can take a Cessna, but it's probably better at taking the propeller planes. So where are people joining from? We have 52 people watching the stream at the moment. Janice Lau is moderating, so be nice. Abo Hines says hello. Hello, Abo. That's dangerous, says Tech Views. I think he was referring to me talking on this and landing at the same time. Probably is. Not too realistic. I'm watching the comments come in here, so keep them coming. Any questions you have about the channel, any suggestions that you want to see, let me know and I'd be happy to answer them. If you want to join me as well in flying around here, I'm in Dublin at the moment. You can join in multiplayer and we can take a spin around Dublin. So I'm just looking for Weston Airport, which is a small general aviation airport out to the west of Dublin. And it's where a lot of people do their training to fly when they're from Ireland. It's a good place to learn how to fly. And I'm doing my flight training there at the moment. So this is a kind of a navigation exercise. I'm trying to find it at the moment. And if I can find it, I'll land there on the runway in an MD-80. I see Baldonnel Airport off to the left-hand side, which you might be able to see, which is a military airport. That's it there. It has a paved runway. It actually takes up a lot of space. And I know that Weston is somewhere close to Baldonnel. So I'm at a speed now of 150 knots. I'm moving to the right a bit because I know where Weston is in relation to Baldonnel. And I'm trying to find it. By the way, so Diorly is Noob, or otherwise known as Avaral, says hi there. This is the first stream that Avaral has been part of. So I'd like to welcome Avaral to the channel. So he's making the video shots from the previous episode onwards. So if you saw the Qantas video, the one about the A380 that took off from Singapore with the the engine failure, that was the most recent video. Avaral did all the video shots for that, and he's doing, you can see in the video, a really good job. He has the next video shots already completed. I'm working on compiling that video at the moment, which is going to release on Wednesday. And it's also a Qantas flight. So if you can guess that, it's a Qantas, I don't know if I should say the type of plane it is, but it's a large Qantas plane that had a problem, or that ended up in a bad situation. I shouldn't say when it is. It was the previous century, but don't think too historically. It was more than 20 years ago. That's going to be the next one. And Avaral is doing those shots. He's doing a really, really good job of it, as you'll see in the videos, especially in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So welcome, Avaral. Nice to see you joining. TechView says, did you get any more plants? I didn't get more plants. They're on the list. I have to get more plants. But so far, I've just got the one behind me. Do you think I should? Are we in need of more flights? Stonepog suggests, Stonepog says, yes, get more plants, of course. Was it Stonepog who originally said get more plants? Somebody suggested initially that I didn't have enough plants behind me. Sarcastically, they said, and it's become a meme now that we have Green Plant Aviation is the name of the channel. So maybe on April Fools I'll temporarily change the channel name to Green Plant Aviation. Somebody says, please don't Qantas 1. I'm not saying either way what it is. Somebody else asks, is it Qantas A330 Flight 72? Stonepog says that. It might be, it might not be, but it is in the previous century. So I'm pretty sure Qantas Flight 72 is less than 20 years ago. So Gordy says, your video seems to have gotten longer from 15 to 20 minutes to around 30. Is that something you're planning to continue? It is, Gordy. I think when you consider how much you can fit into a video, you can't really tell the full story of an accident in 15 or 20 minutes, I've found. Like when I was making the first few videos, you're right, the first few ones were shorter. They were probably 10 to 20 minutes on average, even kind of 15 minutes on average. And I found that I was leaving so much information out and so much information that I wanted to include that it was a much better idea to make them longer. So I prefer longer videos. Let me know in the comments, actually, if you prefer longer videos. I think the ideal length is somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes because that's enough time to explain all of the relevant factors that happened in the crash without leaving too much detail out. I find that if you watch air crash investigations on like the National Geographic channel or is it the Discovery channel, there's so much of the investigation part that they do and so much of the interviews with passengers and so on that they leave out a lot of what actually happened in the emergency. And so if you look at the length of time that, say, Nat Geo or is it Discovery channel actually spends on what happened, like the accident sequence leading up to it, it's actually not that long. And they miss out on a lot of stuff. So when I've gone to make episodes that I saw Nat Geo do, or I keep on saying Nat Geo, it might be Nat Geo, but that I saw Discovery Channel do, I found that actually they left out so many pieces of information that I thought were really useful to have. So I do prefer longer episodes. Let me know in the comments if you prefer a shorter episode than I'm currently doing. I'm currently doing, let's say, an average of 25 minutes. That's probably about what the episodes are at the moment. Fantastic news, says Jordy. Yes, I'm glad. I was wondering whether you're going to say do shorter videos there, but I quite like the longer videos. I can make a poll on this, but that'll distract me from the flying. So maybe after I touch down in a second, I'm going to try and touch down in Dublin. Taylor Wisp says, I like longer videos if they're well made, which yours are. Thanks, Taylor Wisp. Yeah, you can have long videos that are just needlessly long and that kind of tell you information that isn't really that necessary. So I try to keep it concise as much as possible. And there are some accidents that can be covered, I think, pretty well in like 15 minutes. And in those cases, I'm not going to prolong the videos just for the sake of it. Simulation Flow has donated. I'm not sure what currency that is, but I really appreciate it. Thank you, Simulation Flow. That's really nice. Good to see that. TechView says, develop the interest in planes. Here's a deep question. How did you develop the interest in planes? I don't know, TechViews. It's like, how do you develop an interest in football, or how do you develop an interest in anything? I liked it since I was a kid. I always found planes fascinating. I had like a toy plane when I was really young. I was about like 5 or 6 years old, and there was the cockpit windows were drawn on, and there were about like 8 kind of black segments like showing the windows in this kind of toy plane. The plane couldn't take off. Didn't have a propeller or anything. It was just, you could drive it around with a remote control. I thought it was so cool, and I didn't know at that time, when I was like 5 or 6 years old, how many pilots are in the cockpit or what is even involved in flying a plane. But I kind of imagined, when I saw how many windows there were in the cockpit, that there must be that many people. I thought there must be like 8 people in the cockpit to do this amazing thing of bringing the plane into the air. And I was surprised. I remember being surprised when I found out it was just 2 or sometimes 3. So yeah, I just always thought flying was amazing, and I thought it's so cool that there's an actual that's a job that people can actually do. And that's when you see a plane flying in the sky, it's not just on automatics. It is a lot of the time, but it's not just on automatics. There's people there controlling it, and it's kind of amazing that people can do that. And people have wanted to fly for thousands of years, for as long as there have been people. So I think we are pretty lucky that, in the last 100 years that we can actually do it. So that's why I'm interested in planes. That's a rationalization for it. I suppose the truth is that I like, deeply, the truth is that I don't know. The same as anything. You don't know why you like what you like. So Crispy Silicon says, you can have depth without running in excessively. Absolutely. He's talking about the length of the episodes. It's possible to do in-depth episodes without actually going into too much detail. Stonepog says, oh, it is Nat Geo. Sorry, Haley says, hi Haley, I recognize you from the Discord. Welcome. I don't think I've seen Haley in the live chat before, so welcome Haley. Sorry if I have. So Stonepog says, United 811 video has the most views of the last 3 months. My plan is working, lol. Yeah, Stonepog had the idea. Stonepog has given me some ideas for thumbnails and what sticks out, what do people click on. Because I'm trying to grow the channel, of course. So it's nice that, thanks for that input, Stonepog. We took that into account, and it's working well. And thanks to Selma as well for making that thumbnail. Selma has done a fantastic job. I don't think she's with us on the live stream now, but she's been doing a really good job of making thumbnails. So hats off to her. She made the United 811 thumbnail. So let's see what somebody else says here. Abo Hine says, I would like to try to buy the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is the premium or deluxe version worth it? It depends on what you want to do. So I'm pretty sure I'm using the standard version. It's the cheapest version. I've used that for all of the videos. I haven't been limited by it at all. If you really want the deluxe version, or I don't know what the difference is between the 2 upper tiers, there's 3 tiers in total. If you really want the 787, or you really want a particular airport, like I think London Heathrow, you have to pay for the deluxe version. But if you're okay just flying whatever, and you can get access to whatever add-ons, any additional software that you could want. This plane, for example, is really high fidelity, I think they call it. It's really realistic looking and acting. It's the MD-80 here, Delta. The gear are down. This is obviously, this costs extra money as well, but you can get this with the base model. So unless you have something specific in mind that you want in the higher level package, there's absolutely nothing wrong. The graphics and everything are identical in every tier. So I think it's a really good, the base level, like the base pricing is really, really good. So I've gone with the basic, and I'm into flying. I like flying, and I have a channel based on flying, and I still think the basic is more than enough. So don't feel like you have to get the more fancy version of this flight simulator. Crispy Silicon says the current length is pretty good. Thanks, Crispy. Yeah, so it's about 25 minutes is my typical video length. Tim Amor says, your episode on Aeropru 603, that was the first episode I did, by the way. Aeropru 603 was way better than Nat Geo's take on it via the Air Crash Investigation series. Thank you, Tim Amor. Yeah, that was the first video I did, and I did that first because that, to me, is the most interesting crash there has ever been. Just the fact that they were at night. It was at night. The pitot-static system failed. There was blockages in the pitot-static ports. Sorry, it was the static ports were blocked. So at night, the pilots, without any reference to the horizon, no city lights or anything, they couldn't see where they were outside the window. and they had to use their instruments to tell where they were, but their instruments were not working. So there was basically very little information that they could actually trust, and they were just being bombarded by warnings. It was a really rough situation. It's one of the few crashes where the cockpit voice recorder is actually visible, where you can actually, is findable online. And I incorporated the cockpit voice recording itself, which of course is in Spanish. So I used the translation of that to put it into English. And I may do it again at some point. I may redo it, because you may have noticed if you've watched it recently, the sound levels are kind of off in that video. My voice is too quiet and the music is too loud and it's all over the place. But it was my first attempt at a video, and I'm glad you think it's better than Nat Geo's one, because I love that Nat Geo one actually. So it's probably my favorite episode of Air Crash Investigations. Let me know actually if the people watching this, do you watch Air Crash Investigations on TV, like the Nat Geo series, or is it mainly on YouTube that you watch these? So I'm kind of curious about that, because I've been watching Nat Geo Air Crash Investigations since I was a kid, and I wonder, is that what everybody else's background on this is as well, or are people kind of finding this through YouTube? So did you find YouTube through Nat Geo, or vice versa, or did you not find Nat Geo at all? So obviously I have a kind of a slightly biased sample here, in that everybody watching this is already on YouTube. So, let's see. XX Lyron Rock. Sorry, I'm going to say this name wrong. The JT8Ds on the MD-80s, that's the engines he's referring to. They sound amazing. Too bad they're retired in some airlines. Yeah, they sound really loud. And because these are low bypass engines, low bypass meaning that most of the air goes right through the engine core. It doesn't bypass the core. So high bypass air engines are the more common ones you see nowadays. These big, wide turbofan engines, especially if you see something like the A320neo, the 737 MAX. They have much wider engines. Same with something like the 787 or 777. They have massive engines. These were the kind of old engines, these ones. They're very inefficient, and but they sound really cool. So they sound a lot louder, a lot whinier. They're not as airy. So if you like a real kind of mechanical engine sound, you will like the sound of these engines, the J8TDs, kind of classic engines. And these airliners, these planes are being retired nowadays by most airlines, because they're just too fuel inefficient, unfortunately, because they do look kind of cool. So the gear is down, the flaps are down. I'm going to try and land in Baldonnel. I'm going to put out the spoilers here, because we are pretty fast. I seem to be unable to deploy. There we go. So we're fast and we're high. So let's try and dive down here and land in Baldonnel. What software are you using, says Jeffrey Young. What software am I using? Well, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's the current modern Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've used X-Plane as well. X-Plane 11 and X-Plane 12 is coming out soon, I think, which will be great when it comes out. But this is Flight Simulator, and it's perfect for these videos, I think. So, Fliegen ist das Schörstes. Sorry, I'm going to say that name wrong. If you watch yourself, do you more like the cases where everybody survives, or dramatic and extreme, like South African 295, Swiss Air 111, or is it mixed? Do you more like the cases where everybody survives, or dramatic and extreme? I'm not sure what you mean, like everybody survives or dramatic and extreme. It can be both. I mean, people can survive and it can be dramatic. But if you mean, do I prefer when everybody survives or when everybody dies? I kind of prefer the ones where people survive. I think it's because you have all of the danger of the emergency, all of the risk and the iffiness of whether it's going to turn out well, and then the relief when it does turn out well. I think when it turns out badly, there's all this kind of waiting for the climax, and then it kind of fizzles out and everybody dies. So it's not as it's just not as satisfying when it ends badly. And there's always kind of heroism involved when it ends well. So it's, yeah, I think I prefer the crashes, if you call them crashes, the incidents where people live. So Matteo Casula says, just subscribed. Thanks, Matteo. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. So I do, just for the people joining now, we have 57 people on the stream. I do one of these live streams every month just to kind of interact with people, because it's kind of nice to see, to kind of get a live chat with people going, because most of the time in these videos, when I produce them about once a week, there's once every week or two, I don't really get to talk to people who watch the channel. So it's interesting to find out who's watching, and nice to actually get to chat to you, not in person, but almost. Can you fly across the Bay Area, says Stonebog. Okay, let's do that. The San Francisco Bay Area you must be referring to, or the Dublin Bay Area, because I can fly to the Dublin Bay Area right now. I am allowing suggestions, yep. So Abohine says, thanks, I'll probably get the standard version. Okay, yeah, I think you'd be right to get that, unless you have your mind specifically set on the 787 or something, which I think you need the fancier version for. Pi says, I've seen a lot of your videos on the Peru crash, but your video is the best out of all. Thank you. Yeah. There's a bunch of numbers here saying, I love your videos. Could you please not reveal the outcome in the initial video description because it spoils the story? Yeah, I'll consider that. I mean, I think in some of them it's kind of inevitable. It's kind of hard to avoid. But I think if you don't want the outcome revealed to you, maybe just don't read the description because there's a chance it will be. It's a chance it will be there. TechViews says, yes, back in 2017 and 2018. What are you replying to there, TechViews? I watch it on YouTube, says StonePog. TechViews, you're probably talking about when you were watching Microsoft Flight Simulator. Sorry, when you were watching Air Crash Investigations. Wow. Haley says, I bought the Air Crash Investigation DVD box set. I loved it as a kid. Yeah, me too. It was amazing. What did you like about it? So what do people like about the Nat Geo series of Air Crash Investigations? What kind of sticks out to you? And do you find that there's a difference between I'm taxiing across the grass here. Do you find that there's a difference between the early seasons, say seasons 1 to 3, and the kind of modern day seasons? Because I think they're both done in a very different style. Which kind of style do you prefer? I think that the older seasons, like definitely series 1 to 3, are very dramatized, and not in the negative sense, not as in sensationalized. I mean dramatized as in they're kind of like movies. They're like small movies. There's a lot of acting and a lot of focus on the sequence of the accident itself rather than on the investigation afterwards. I kind of prefer that style. I also think the cockpits were much more realistic. The planes were much more realistic. There was realistic sticking to the cockpit voice recording transcripts in the initial seasons. So I much prefer the initial Air Crash Investigation seasons. Hi DLC Pack, stopped off on the way home, just saying hi. Welcome DLC. So DLC Pack runs the Discord, and if you're watching this, you're very welcome. Please do join the Discord. We have a good community going there. It's nice kind of active chatting going on, and you can send in your photos from Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can chat with everybody else who's enjoying the videos. You can suggest videos. I'm quite active there. I'm on there a good bit, and I'll talk to you there, kind of like we're talking now, but generally over chat as well as not just voice like this. So join the Discord and welcome, and DLC has done a really good job of keeping the Discord up to scratch and moderating it. Selma has joined. Welcome, Selma. So Selma makes the thumbnails for the videos. I think Selma was working earlier on and couldn't make it, so welcome. Glad to have you here. I think Selma has made every one of these streams, and you should give her a virtual round of applause for the thumbnails that she has done, because they're really improving the thumbnail quality of the videos. She did the United Airlines 811 one, which was a really cool thumbnail, I think. A lot of editing involved in that, a lot of work, so well done, and thank you. Ryogri says, Green Dot, did you like the add-ons that I sent? So Ryogri has sent me add-ons on Discord, and I do like them, Ryogri. They're very good, so I intend on using them in some of the videos, so thank you for those. I don't even have a TV, says Tallowisp. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, you're probably referring to the Nat Geo series. Yeah. Well, you don't need one. I don't have a TV either. I have one, but I don't use it. PC is all you need. TechView says, only on TV. Did he watch National Geographic? And it was like the most satisfying part of the day, for sure. Yeah. So a lot of people saying same since I was young on Discovery. So a lot of people have a kind of a similar background here to me, in that they watched Air Crash Investigations on TV since they were very young. And so you move then, in most cases here, I'm guessing, from watching them on TV to watching them on the computer. Can anybody, that is on YouTube, can anybody guess what city I'm over here? And don't be fooled by the Delta Airlines plane, because I'll just give you a clue in that the Delta Airlines plane would never make it this far. This far west or east, sorry. So I'm going to do the thumbnail. Sorry, I'm going to do the quiz now in a few seconds. So I'm just going to check and see any more comments here. Haley says, it's kind of jarring when they use the digital instruments in cockpits that use exclusively analog instruments. Yeah, completely agreed. Haley's talking there about it in the modern National Geographic channel, Air Crash Investigations, where they use digital displays about crashes that took place in like the 1950s and 1960s when there were no digital displays. It's just not very realistic at all. They make no real effort to accurately reflect reality. And the closest they get to making an effort in the National Geographic Air Crash Investigations is that they show analog displays, analog dials, but you can clearly see that they're LCD displays. They're circular LCD displays which are pretending to be analog dials. So it just doesn't look good at all. It's very fake looking. Selma got the answer right. Yeah, sorry if somebody else has mentioned this beforehand, but correct, this is Dublin. Maybe predictably, I'm flying over Dublin right now. That's Howth ahead of us, which is a kind of peninsula that sticks out. It's nice. And Dublin Airport there off to our left-hand side, which now has as of last week, it now has parallel runways. First time in its history, there are parallel runways in Dublin Airport. 28 left and 28 right, and 10 left and 10 right. It's not Mexico City, Tim Amor. It is very low-lying, and it stretches out quite a lot, like Mexico City, but it's not Mexico City. It's Dublin in Ireland. So we're going to start the quiz now. We have 50 people on the stream, and the way I'm going to do this is, can somebody volunteer, because I'm going to be flying at the same time and calling out the questions. So if somebody can volunteer here, maybe one of the people on the Discord, to let me know who the first person to answer correctly is. Ideally somebody who's knowledgeable about planes and can actually tell me the first answer. And if not, you can go back and check after I give the answer. But I need somebody to act as a kind of a referee to look out for the first person to get the answer to each question correct. The way we're going to do this quiz is it's an aviation trivia quiz. So there's going to be 10 questions about a wide range of things to do with aviation. Some of them are multiple choice, some of them are not. And the person who gets the answer to each question first, it gets a point. So if you get the answer right, but you're the second person to get the answer, no points. So you have to be quick and you have to be correct. And there's going to be 10 questions. Stonepog says he got it. Stonepog has a good aviation knowledge. So Stonepog, you are the referee. Thanks for volunteering. And so let's see now. Let's start off with the first question. We've got 58 people on the stream. I'll say that the prize for this was going to be a YouTube membership, a free YouTube membership to the Green Dot channel. But for some reason, I couldn't get that working. So we'll figure something out. You'll get a special role in the Discord if you join the Discord. If you're already on the Discord, you'll get the honorary title of live stream quiz winner, something like that. So this is obviously very high stakes, incredibly important. So fingers on buzzers. And we're going to start off with the first question now. Z-Gamer, welcome. We're starting the quiz now, so get ready. The first question, aviation trivia, is, and everybody should take part in this because don't think you don't know anything about planes. There's a wide range of difficulties here, and you could well be in with a chance. You have to be quick and you have to be correct. First question, which of these is a military aircraft? We have three options, A, B, and C. Which of these is a military aircraft? A, the A300, B, the 727, or C, the F-15? Which of these is a military aircraft? The A300, answer A, the 727, answer B, or the F-15, answer C. First person to get this gets 1 point, and I will take note of their name. So we have any answers coming in? 62 people on the stream. Which of these is a military aircraft? A300, 727, or F-15? C, says Crispy Silicon. Nice. Okay, Crispy Silicon is first. Lots of answers coming in there. A lot of people correct. Everybody correct. I don't think anybody has gotten this wrong. I'm seeing them coming in all at once, so I'm guessing there's a slight delay on my end. So apologies if I've spoken the question too many times and I'm waiting for your reply, because there is a delay between me saying it and me seeing the answers come up here on screen. But Crispy Silicon was fastest, so well done to Crispy Silicon. And well done to everybody who got it right, but good job. Stonepog has correctly called that. Crispy Silicon first to get that answer right. So that was question 1. So 9 questions to go, a lot to go, so it's by no means over yet. Second question, question number 2. This is kind of a tricky one. You have to pay attention to the wording of this. Which aircraft has a motor but no wings? So which aircraft has a motor but no wings? A, a rocket, B, a glider, or C, a blimp? So which aircraft has a motor but no wings? A, a rocket, B, a glider, or C, a blimp? First person to get this correct gets a point, and there's 10 questions. So I'm going to watch the answers come in now. Well done to Crispy Silicon for getting that first answer correct. 60 people on the stream. That's 60 people in with a chance to win the honorary title of a live stream quiz winner. A, says Western Star. Wrong. A lot of people saying A. Somebody got it right. C, Gamac. Gamac is the first person to get it right. It is C, blimp. So I can see the argument for A, that a rocket is an aircraft with a motor but no wings, but a rocket doesn't have a motor. A rocket is generally fueled by chemicals, by compressed gases, by oxygen and hydrogen, and by sometimes chemicals, I think. But it's not it does not have a motor per se. So we're looking for something with a motor but without wings. That is a blimp. So well done to Gamac for getting that right. I see the argument for A for the people who have said A, and I predicted that would be a tricky question, and a trick question even. So Stonepog has confirmed Gamac is the first person to get that first. Well done, Gamac. So we have so far 2 questions down, 8 to go. We have it's true, Tim Amore, a rocket engine is referred to as a rocket motor. That's right. And maybe we can nitpick over words, but I think blimp, if you're thinking about this, blimp is if you had to decide between blimp and rocket, you'd probably go with blimp. So if there's a toss-up at the end between getting this right, it does depend on your definition of a motor. So if there's a toss-up at the end between 2 people, we'll go back to their answers on that and we'll see what they said. But hopefully that won't be the defining question of this quiz. Question number 3. Which two airlines, trouble reading my own writing here, flew Concorde? There are 2 airlines, 2 European airlines, which flew Concorde. Which were they? So this is not multiple choice. You just tell me which were the 2 airlines that operated Concorde. First person to get this gets a point. And thank you, Stonepog, for keeping track of this. Keep on keeping track. And because I'm trying as well, but I obviously might miss something. Haley correctly says the blimps have controlled surfaces, which not exactly wings, but yes, they do. So France and British, no. I mean, you're right, but which airlines? BA and AF. Okay, who we got? Air France and British Airways. Alan Corrigan. First person. Stonebog, you can't answer. You're doing the counting. Alan Corrigan is correct. Alan Corrigan. Well done, Alan. So he's correct. So the 2 airlines which flew Concorde were Air France and British Airways. Lots of people coming in here with the right answer, including Stonepog, who's our quiz moderator. So well done, Stonepog. But most of all, well done, Alan Corrigan, for getting that right. First person to answer Air France and British Airways. But a lot of people did get that right, but just not as fast as our Alan over here. So question number 4 now. I'll say there's 3 people who have gotten an answer right. It's not looking like anybody is clear out front and center. So there's plenty of room now for somebody to come up from behind as a dark horse and get the next 6 questions that we're going to have. Here's the next question, bit of a historical twang to this. Freewheeler is commenting here that you people are fast. Absolutely. We've got a very fast crowd here, and it's crazy to see these answers come in. I'm watching this on my phone as I'm watching this. They all seem to come in at once, so that who knows what's actually causing the differences in time. There could just be lag here. Very, very fast crowd we have here at Green Dot Aviation. Doesn't surprise me. So question number 4. What was the nickname of the 4-engined B-17 bomber planes used in World War II? What was the nickname of the 4-engined B-17 bomber planes used in World War II? I'm not giving any ABC. It's not multiple choice. If you know it, you know it. And it's a historical question about the bomber planes used in World War II. What was the nickname of the B-17 bomber? That's the question. No idea, says TechViews. Do we have any clue here? Yes, correct. Tim Amore at it again. Flying Fortress. Well done. Well done. Tim Amore. Flying Fortress is the correct answer. So that plane was called the Flying Fortress. We have a few kind of variations here. Fortress, Air Fortress. The answer is Alan Corrigan got it again, but Alan, sorry, can't give you that point. You were second with the correct answer, or third. A lot of people here not knowing it, actually. Strato Fortress, that may have been another name, but definitely the first person there correct is Tim Amore. So well done, Tim. So I'll call out the names of who's in the lead so far, but nobody here has 2 points. There's only one, the maximum anybody has is 1 point on this quiz. We have 63 people tuned into the live stream. A lot of people giving good answers here. We have Crispy Silicon has 1 point, Gamak has 1 point, Alan Corrigan has 1 point, and Tim Amore has 1 point. So well done to everybody there. We're 4 questions in, plenty to go. Any of you can cement your lead, those who've already got a point, and those who haven't, you absolutely have a chance, multiple chances here to get some questions right. So get your fingers ready, and we're going to go on to question 5 now. We have, which major American airline is named after a Greek letter? I'm flying this, I might be flying it right now. Which major American airline is named after a Greek letter? If you know your Greek, or if you're American and know college fraternities, you'll probably have an advantage here. Which major American airline is named after a Greek letter? And I've slyly moved the camera angle here. Delta, says Gamak. Congratulations, Gamak. First again. You know, a lot of people are correct, but Gamak is fast. So I'm going to add another point here. Gamak times 2. So Gamak is in the lead there again. Well done. Maybe Stonepog can confirm that Gamak is first, but I think we're going to go with Gamak. A lot of people here saying Delta. Tim Amore says Gamak got there microseconds before me. Yeah, I mean, this makes a difference. It's all in the microseconds. So Gamak has now joined the lead, or entered the lead here in first place on the Green Dot Aviation livestream quiz. He's looking like he might be the first winner because we now have 6 questions. Sorry, we have 5 questions left. So is Gamak going to stream ahead of everybody else, or is somebody else going to come and challenge him? Maybe Crispy Silicon, maybe Alan Corrigan, maybe Tim Amor. Maybe somebody else is going to come out who hasn't been first place before. So question number 6 here. The first person, the first woman pilot to fly solo across the Atlantic. So who is the first woman pilot to fly solo across the Atlantic? I don't know the year, but first person to get this. Now, some people here are saying that they see the answers before they heard the question. In that case, there's a bit of lag, and unfortunately that means that it's not completely fair, because there are some people who just hear the questions a bit later. But it can't just be lag. There has to be an element of speed here. Amelia Earhart, Alan Corrigan, back at it again. We have a challenger to Gamak. Correct. It is Amelia Earhart. Alan Corrigan. I'm writing this down. Alan Corrigan. A lot of people have this here. A lot of people saying Amelia Earhart. BPC, the first female pilot, not Charles Lindbergh. Malice Earhart, nope. All right. So we have 2 people on 2 points. We have 3 questions left. We have 4 questions left. Question 7, 8, 9, and 10. We have 2 people in the lead with 2 points on this quiz of a possible 10 points. And so still very much in the running. Anybody else can come in. If you get 4 questions right in a row, you'll absolutely win. Even get 3 questions right in the next 4, you will very much win. But it's looking at the moment like it's between Gamak and Alan Corrigan. So I won't say congratulations yet, but it's looking very promising there for you two. I'm going to start now with question 7. In an aircraft, when you extend the flaps, what happens the stall speed? When you extend the flaps, does the stall speed either A, increase, B, decrease, or C, stay the same? You extend the flaps in a plane, pretend you're flying it. I'll do them now in this plane. Does the stall speed A, increase, B, decrease, or C, stay the same? Tim Amor says we should do a quiz every live stream. This is great. I agree. This is fun. Crispy Silicon says lower, who is correct. So we have a few people saying lower. Actually a mix of answers here. Some people are confusing increasing and decreasing. But it is correct that the right answer is the stall speed should decrease. So the speed at which you stall decreases when you lower the flaps. So in other words, if you were going to stall in this plane at 160 knots, when you extend the flaps, you'll stall at 140 knots. It gives you an extra buffer against stalling. The correct answer is B. And I did say who got that, but I'm just going back to check. And maybe Stonepog, you can confirm with me that the right answer, the first person to get this right, was Crispy Silicon, I think, as well. Crispy Silicon again. So Crispy Silicon now has 2 points. So am I right in saying we now have 3 people who have 2 points? Crispy Silicon. Well done. This is going to be a tight race. The 3-way tie. And I have to say, I did not expect a 3-way tie. I was expecting a bit of... I was expecting somebody to kind of come out in the lead, but we actually have 3 people here in a tie. We have Crispy Silicon, Alan Corrigan, and Gamak. It's going to be very hard for somebody else at this stage to come in and take the lead, but there are 3 questions left, and if you get all 3 of them right and you haven't been in this already, you'll absolutely win. So here we go. Question 8. This is one for the more nerdy members of the audience. You have to get each word of this right. You have to get them in the right order, and you can't get something off. You have to get the words themselves. So this is an acronym. What does people have complained about the way I say or the letter or, Romeo, right? What does ORVSM stand for? ORVSM, ORVSM. What does that stand for in aviation? It applies to airliners, but it does not apply so much to smaller planes. So we do have a 3-way tie here. Selma says you're like a real TV quiz moderator. Thank you, Selma. All I need now is some background music and some confetti behind me, and the effect will be complete. Although Stonepog, you're doing very well too. Stonepog is doing so well that he's even answering some of the questions. He's a quiz moderator who walks the talk as well as, or talks the talk, walks the walk as well as talks the talk. Captain Meow says reduced vertical separation minima. A lot of people saying reduced. I don't think it's reduced. Everybody is saying reduced. I don't think the word is reduced. I'm going to take note of the first person to get that right, Captain Meow. Stonepog, can you check that online? Because I don't think the word is reduced. I'm not going to say what it is. Tim Amor says restricted. What does ORVSM stand for? We're now in a competition of what does the OR in ORVSM stand for. So Stonepog, please check online whether the OR actually stands for reduced, because I haven't seen the answer that I'm thinking about. Haley correctly says the 1,000 foot rule thingy, which is just the other way of saying it, and that's correct. So I'll explain what it means in a second, but I'm just going to make a note here. What does OR stand for? And Captain Meow is the first person to get a reasonable looking answer there. Everybody here is saying reduced, including Averell. So maybe it has changed. The definition may have changed since I first came across it, maybe like 10 years ago or something. I haven't looked at it since. But I was thinking, and if Stonepog doesn't check, everybody is saying reduced. Everybody's saying reduced. So I thought it was revised, but nobody has said revised. So I'm going to have to go with reduced because not a single person has got that right if the answer is revised. I thought it was revised vertical separation minima. And what that means, and people can double check me on this, is that everybody's saying revised. People may be copying each other, Haley has said, yeah. It means that planes must be, if they're, they must be 1,000 feet apart vertically. So if you're at the same, if I'm heading west at the moment. Sorry, I'm heading east. So if I'm heading east, actually, that kind of, this comes to the next, okay. Averell says it is reduced. He read the manual a month ago. So it's reduced. I thought it was revised. Reduced is just, in other words, they've reduced the separation minima between aircraft vertically. So question 9 we now have. So congratulations to Captain Meow for getting that right. We have a new person who's entered the race. I can't give a point to everyone, Tim Amor. That's good thinking, though, with you coming ahead, but unfortunately not. Question 9, the second last question, the penultimate question of the Green Dot Aviation livestream quiz. The first, I think, of many. Let me know as well at the end of this if you think we should do more of these, because I think this has been pretty fun and people have had a good time here. Did you have the Dublin Landing Challenge, says ZGamer. I haven't done it. Where is that going to appear? Is that going to appear in my missions? So ZGamer is a member of the Discord. He's a mod on the Discord, and he has created a Dublin Airport Landing Challenge where you can actually get your landing, I think it's your landing softness rated on if you're landing in Dublin Airport, and it's a mod that is available online, and I don't believe I have this on right now. I'm not doing it at the moment, but I think it's possible if you go onto missions or something. So without making too much of a distraction here, question 9 of 10 on the Green Dot Aviation livestream quiz. This is again quite a specific, quite a nerdy question. This is for the hardcore people. Airliners flying east fly at which altitudes? So airliners flying east, that is big planes like the one I'm flying right now, not just small things, but airliners going across the Atlantic, for example. Do they fly at odd altitudes or even altitudes? So if you're flying east in an airliner, are you going to be assigned by air traffic control flight level 330, for example, or flight level 340? If you're heading east, are you going to be assigned odd altitudes or even altitudes? First person to get this right gets a point. Flying east. Freewheelers, first person to get it right. It's odd. It is odd. We had a lot of winners of a lot of previous questions there, including Alan Corrigan saying even, but the right answer is odd. If you're flying east, you fly at an odd flight level, for example, flight level 330. If you're flying west, you fly at an even flight level. So congratulations to Freewheeler with the first correct answer there. Freewheeler. That's question 9. See, this is what happens. This plane now is what happens when I let go of the control column. Haley didn't know that one. I'm glad some people are getting this, are learning something from this quiz as well. I suppose that's another point of this quiz. You can actually learn something if you don't know the answers. So we have the final question coming up. This is the culmination of the quiz, the first Green Dot Aviation live stream quiz. Very high stakes. The first person to get this question right, if it is one of the previous high points people, gets a special role on the Discord and the kind of unbeatable honor of being the first winner of the first ever Green Dot livestream aviation quiz. So there are 3 people, as Stonepog mentions here. We'll be back after this ad break for a 10th question. Just a word from our sponsor, and then we're going to go straight to the 10th question. But here we go. There's going to be no sponsor for this. We're going to go straight to the 10th question. It's actually quite an easy one, so everybody has a chance of this. So this is really to do with speed. And I'll just say that we have a three-way tie here. We have a three-way tie between Alan Corrigan, Gamak, and I think it is Crispy Silicon. So you three are all in contention here for this final question, which is, in a cockpit, what does the altimeter do? In a cockpit, what does the altimeter do? James, my friend James. James is over in England. Hi, James. Good to see you. We're doing a live stream quiz at the moment. So tune in if you, or like answer if you know what the altimeter does on a plane. And thanks for joining. So altimeter, what does the altimeter do on a plane? First person to answer that gets may win the quiz. Height, says Andy Burke. Can we get more? Yeah. Altitude is correct. Altitude is really what I was after, because height could be misinterpreted as height over the ground, whereas altitude is really what an altimeter measures. And that's Crispy Silicon, who got the first question right. He got question 1 right, and he got the last question right. That's a nice circle that he's gone round in. So Crispy Silicon, nice name, by the way. Tell us the meaning of that as well. Congratulations. You are the winner of the first Green Dot Aviation live stream aviation quiz. So well done to Crispy Silicon. Round of applause. That was a three-way tie. It was very close, very tense. It doesn't tell height, it tells altitude. And the difference between those two is altitude is your height above sea level, above mean sea level, because the sea level changes. And height is just your height over the ground below you. So well done to Crispy Silicon. That was a big win. That was a tense quiz. We had a three-way tie. It could have gone any way. And big congratulations to Crispy Silicon. So Crispy Silicon, are you a member of the Discord? Because if you're not, you should join it. And you'll be given the honorary role of first winner, which you'll retain for a month. And then there will be a challenger who comes along next month at the next Green Dot live stream quiz. And whoever is the most recent winner of that will hold the title of quiz winner on the Discord, and we'll give you a special color for it and everything, and any other advantages we can give you on the Discord, because that was a whopping win. You got 4 questions right, I believe, with 3 or 4 questions right. Not just right, but you were the first to answer them, so quick and accurate. Well done to Crispy Silicon. So I am, says Crispy Silicon, he is on the Discord. Well done. So that was the quiz. Let me know. I'll make a poll now, and I'll ask, do you want to see more of these? In fact, I don't think I can make a poll without... Hold on, can I go onto this? Let's make a poll. Poll. Okay. Excuse what the plane does during the next few minutes. This is what it looks like from my point of view, by the way, if you can see this. Create a poll. Do you want to see a quiz next month? Sorry for my typing. Yes or no? Ask your community. Right, there's the quiz. Let me know if you'd like to see no Guinness for the winner. If you're in Dublin, okay, if you're in Dublin, I'll take the winner for a Guinness. And otherwise, you can fly over if you want, but otherwise your prize is a Discord title. So well done again to Crispy Silicon. That was very good. I hope people enjoyed that. That was the first quiz we did on the Green Dot live stream, and I think that was quite fun. I think you enjoyed that. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, if you think we should do something else, let me know that as well. We've also done landing challenges, we've done multiplayer, we've done a few different things here, but if you enjoyed the quiz, we'll definitely stick with the quiz, because I thought that was kind of cool. Give me feedback on it. Do you think it was too easy? Was it too hard? Were the questions too niche? Were they too historical, or too much focused on one area of aviation? Let me know, and I'll try to improve them for next time. We have a quiz development team in-house on the Discord, working hard away 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on quiz questions. So we'll make sure that they're hard at work for the next quiz that comes along, which will be next month. I do one of these live streams every month, and they are a nice way to interact with people here. So a lot of people here saying that we should do more quizzes. Yes, but not on the YouTube chat. So some people are not answering this. We have an 86% yes, or 89% people here saying yes, we do want to see more quizzes. 14% of people saying no. Why do I feel like it's not the winner saying no? We've yes from 86% of people, which I think is pretty resounding yes in terms of let's do more quizzes. No worries, it was only 1 point. Yeah, well done. Tim Moore says, just the right amount of difficulty quiz, I think. Yeah, so I want to make the quiz questions as broad as possible. I want to have a range of difficult questions and easy questions, because the more people who can get involved, the better. They can't be too niche. Loved it, Fiend, says James. Thanks, James. Were you answering these questions as well? Let me know if you got those questions in as well. The questions were good, says Gamak. James is a psychologist, so maybe next time we can have some clinical psychology questions as well. I'll see if there's definitely a lot of psychology in aviation, so we'll see if I can make some, we can talk about confirmation bias and stuff like that. Good amount of variation, says Gamak. Okay, thanks, Gamak, that's good. Alan Cargan says, my fingers have never worked so fast. That was great fun. Thanks, Green Dot. Thanks, Alan, and commiserations, your second place, joint second. Very close, but maybe next month. So if we do one of these every month, there's 12 of these every year. So there's plenty of chances to come out on top. And what I think I will do is I may slightly increase the difficulty of the questions, because there seems to be a lag effect. It seems to be that some people are seeing answers come in before they've even seen me ask the question, which means that the chat is happening ahead of my voice and my visuals happening, which obviously isn't fair to the people who have a laggy connection. So I'll find some way of reducing the impact that lag has on these quizzes to make it fair for everybody. But nonetheless, it was a pretty decisive win. I suppose there was pretty decisive top 3 people there, and the winner was Crispy Silicon. So well done. That's we're 50 minutes into this live stream. I don't think I've many more announcements here. I've one big announcement actually, which I'll say now, and we have more people commenting here. Selma didn't know any of the answers except the last one. Well, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll make the first question easy so everybody gets involved, and then the last question can be a tricky one, and that'll sort out the sheep from the goats and the winners from the non-winners on these questions. Happy to contribute questions, says James. Thanks. Yeah, if you think of questions, do send them in, because I kind of struggle to join the psychology and the aviation sometimes. So yeah, let me know if you actually have thoughts on that. As long as they're not too right-wing, we'll let them in. Haley says, some questions about turbine engines on aircraft would be cool. That's what I nerd out on. And yeah, we should turbine engines would be cool. Okay, so we have some nerd questions that we're going to do maybe next time. So maybe 3 or 4 things about quite technical details about turbine engines. When you say turbine engines, I mean you're more knowledgeable about me on this. Like, do you mean the engines that are on this plane right now? Turbine jet, like they're quite like high bypass turbo turbine, are they not? Or do you mean more propeller turbine engines? Let me know specifically what kind of questions you want to see. Stonepog says, I would like to be part of the quiz building sector. Can, of course, Stonepog. Happy, please do contribute as many questions as you can. It'd be great to see some ones. The more, if you're on the Discord, send me in questions that you'd like to see on the next episode. But obviously, the disadvantage is that if you start sending in questions, you can't participate in the quiz. So you can make a choice between, do you want to participate in the quiz, or do you want to actually send more questions in and kind of build the quiz. I'm happy for people to do both, so whatever you'd prefer, you do that. So Doktas says, sir, do you know that you're the best air crash investigation channel on YouTube ever? Thank you, that's a really nice compliment from Doktas. Well, when's the next live stream next month? I don't know right now. Next month, it's normally say between 3 and 5 weeks. On average, I'd say it's going to be 4 weeks from now. So today is what, the 4th or the 3rd of September, something like that. So maybe early October, we're going to do another one of these live streams. So one of these live streams per month. Tune in. I normally, about a day beforehand, at least a day beforehand, we're flying around Dublin at the moment, by the way, for those wondering. This is Dublin Airport off to your left-hand side. I normally put up a video, like a scheduled stream that you can see. Some of you may have seen this before this video, and it normally goes up a day or two before the actual video goes up as well. So you will get a notification. If you're on the Discord, I'll notify people in the Discord about the upcoming channel. So I put the link to joining the Discord in the description of this video. You're very welcome to join. There's a good kind of active community of people talking there, and nice to see you on the Discord if you do like talking about planes. AB says it was good fun, knew a few answers but couldn't type fast enough. Also, probably you can do a live chat for aviation dummies like us where we can ask stupid questions. Yeah, I normally do a Q&A thing as well, and we can kind of split the time next time like we've done this time between a Q&A at the start of the live stream, and then towards the end we can go to the very highly competitive, surprisingly competitive, I think you'll agree. That was quite an intense question session there. Gamak says, can you land at Dublin EIDW with the Delta? Yeah, I'll do that now. So We're going to land in Dublin. The stream will be ending in a few minutes, and just as I'm coming into land, I will give the announcement, which is a competition of another sort. It's not a timed competition. It's not a quiz exactly, but there is going to be a competition on Discord. So like I said, join the Discord in the description there. And it's going to be a photography competition, except it's not regular photography. It's going to be aviation photography in... I was going to limit it to flight sims, but now that it's occurring to me, we could actually do it both on flight sim and in real life. So you can send in your best photos that you've taken in Flight Simulator and your best photos that you've taken in real life as well, and submit them for the photography competition in Green Dot Aviation on the Discord. We'll make a special challenge for it on the Discord, and if you win, I will hopefully at that point have sorted out the Discord membership, the YouTube membership, and I'll be able to gift you a free month of Green Dot Aviation membership where you get early access to videos. If you'd like early access to videos, by the way, you can join the Patreon where I release the videos at least a day earlier than I do on the YouTube, and you also get ad-free videos. So if you're not a fan of ads, you can join the Patreon and you won't see any ads. But the competition is the photography competition. So join that if you'd like to send in your screenshots or your photos to Discord. And there's a few people who've done that already. The competition, just like for this quiz, will be fierce. There's a lot of very good photographers in the audience. But that shouldn't stop you from trying if you're more of a newbie to it. So we're on final approach now to runway 28 left at Dublin Airport. I think the time is the current time. I think it's the real time. Oh, it's almost... Okay, this is real time right now, so it's a sunset approach. I'm looking outside the window. I'm based in Dublin, and it does not look as nice as this outside. So this is a slightly romanticized version of what Dublin actually looks like at the moment. There's runway 28 left ahead of us. We are what looks like slightly high. And we're of course slightly to the right. I see, I think, 3 whites and 1 red. We should be seeing 2 whites and 2 red for the final approach here into Dublin. We're in an MD-80, Delta Airlines, an aircraft that would never make it this far from its base in America in real life, but that doesn't matter. And I don't know if other people had this problem with the MD-80, but it just will not... The trim is always pitching up. Like, I have full nose down here with the elevator, and it's like Alaska 261. It's just a runaway trim problem. But we're still high in the approach here, coming in here. So send in your photos on the Discord. If you have a few photos that you're proud of, or if you want to take some photos that you think look particularly nice, send them in on the Discord, which there's a link in the description to. And you'll win. If you win the photo competition, you'll be announced on the next live stream. We'll announce you as a winner. And you'll get a free month of YouTube membership for Green Dot Aviation, where you get early access to videos, you get use of your stickers. For those of you now who are members, you can send in specific Green Dot Aviation stickers, and they're kind of cool. So existing members can send those in, and I think you'll find them kind of nice. So will I upload the stream, says Selma. I will upload it as unlisted, and if people want it, because I don't want it to disrupt the flow of the existing videos on YouTube, so I'll upload it as unlisted. And if you want access to it, join me on the Discord. I'll send the link to the video on the Discord, and you can use that link to then watch this live stream again if you'd like. So more than happy to do that. I just don't want it to clutter the flow of the videos existing in YouTube. So we're landing here, runway 28 left in Dublin, in what is meant to be the real weather and the real time, except this is definitely looks a bit nicer than Dublin looks at the moment. We're coming in here about 120 knots, trying to touch down in the touchdown zone. I'm going to get a rating here. How am I doing, Stonepog? I'm trying to go for a 10 out of 10 landing. How much can I butter the bread, as they say? Okay, I think that was smooth. I think that was pretty smooth. But I'll let Stonepog judge. What's a landing rating there? 1 to 10. What are we thinking? Going to try and stop before the end as well. Ryogri says, Tarom 371 when? I will do that at some point. I don't have it on the list for the next month or so, but it's definitely on the way. I will be doing that crash. It's interesting. Flux wins, says Stonepog. Flux, yeah, he was talking about the photograph competition. Flux has joined the Discord, and he has extremely good photos. Really, really good photos. And that's a very... he'll definitely be in contention. Ryogri says 8 out of 10. We have Gamax saying 8 out of 10 for that landing. Thank you both. It's nice for me to win something today as well. Pretty good. 7 out of 10. I don't think I've ever got a 7 out of 10 from Stonepog. Nice stream and landing by. Thank you, Abo Hines. Good to see you. So that concludes the stream here. That was, I think, our 4th. It looked like a little slam. I don't know if I agree with that. But thank you, Stonepog. Anyway, I'll take your 7 out of 10. this was the 4th live stream that we had here on Green Dot, and people are enjoying them. So I'll definitely. Oh yeah, the link to the Discord, Ducktas, it's in the description of this video. So if you join the, you check the description of the video just below this, there should be a link to the Discord, and it'll invite you to join. So everybody's welcome, and I think we just passed 100 people here on the Discord, which is a big milestone. I think about 9 of them are bots, so 91, not bad. So maybe we can get this up to 100 real people here. Nice to see you again, the Autotube. The Autotube has been a long time supporter of the stream, long time attendee. So welcome back to everybody who's back again. Good to see some familiar faces, good to see some new faces, or usernames at least. And I'll see you again next month for the next Green Dot live stream. All right, bye. And I'll see you in the next video, which releases, by the way, on Wednesday. Should be this Wednesday, the next video comes out. You'll see Aviral's footage. It's extremely good. It's a very well shot video. I'm saying that not because I did it, but because Aviral did it, the video shots. And I hope you all enjoyed this. I don't think this crash has been covered too much, so it'll be new to many of you. Okay, all the best, and I will talk to you soon.